Hello friends. With season of exams on its way, I have got few requests to make a video regarding how to prepare for examinations and how to reduce stress during the time of examinations. So I thought I'll make this video covering few aspects like how to have the right attitude towards examination, how to prepare ourselves to face the examination, how exactly to write the examination, and also how to reduce stress during these difficult times. So, exams. Whenever we think of exams, we always consider it like a villain. Okay, now the exam has come. Oh my god, my freedom is lost. I have to study entire day. I will not be able to do well. Why did this exam come here? Why can't we just have no exams? So, like a villain, we treat it. How about thinking exam as a friend, exam as an opportunity to achieve great things in life. For example, exam is an opportunity in 10th standard to do well, get recognition, get a good seat in your favorite college in merit. And again, entrance, do well in the entrance, you will get a government seat or a merit seat or whatever. So exam is a friend, it's an opportunity. It is like a first step for you to reach your goal. Or because of the exam you'll be getting your degree. There's no other way, right? So why not have a different attitude towards exam? You wait for the exam, okay, this is the time for me. It will help me to master my subject. It will help me to actually show the world what I'm capable of. Think that way. Take it positively. Focus. Try to study maximum. Because when you excel in your exams, you'll be making yourself proud. It will be boosting your self-confidence. It will also make your parents, teachers, and everyone proud of you. It is also the first step to achieve whatever great things that you want to do in life, right? So try to take it in a positive way. But people, again, even though they've taken it positive ways, people still fear of exams. Now, why that can happen? It could be to multiple reasons. One thing is fear of failing. What if I fail? I have not prepared enough. So this fear may be there. Or it could be too much pressure from parents, teachers, and all that. Or it could be that sense of competition, I have to be the best, I have to get first rank. So all these things can make you fear your exams. So what can we do? Is this fear correct? Is this fear wrong? Is it good, bad? So some amount of fear is actually good. Studies have shown that some amount of stress or fear will release the hormones in your body, which will help you to focus in it, will help you to put your attention to studying and not get distracted, because that little fear is there. But when the fear is too much, and a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of stress, that time you will not be able to focus and your performance will definitely come down. Sometimes what happens, you know everything, but then you're facing the viva, you're facing the exam, things go blank, you can't answer because there's so much anxiety in you. So this is not good. So what can you do to reduce this anxiety, reduce this stress? Okay, there are a few tips. First thing is being very well prepared for the exam. Now, what does this prepared well mean? Okay, so imagine now the date has come for you and you know what all portions you have to study. So you have to write down what all portions are there and write the time frame. Make sure you keep enough time for minimum 2 revisions. Okay, it depends on you, how fast you learn, how good your memory is. But usually a person will need around 2 revisions at least. Revisions, I mean, once you have read and then again 2 times you have read it. Okay, so what can you do? That's, imagine there are 3 months. You can keep like 1.5 months for like reading once and then 15 days for the next 2 revisions. So whenever you're studying, what you can do is you have to highlight the important points or highlight what you need to remember, or you can also make notes. This will help you to make your revisions really fast. So that is one strategy, that highlighting few things and reading only that repeatedly so that you can remember that more clearly. Then while you're studying, make sure you have a designated place for your study. Okay, have a room where you have a table and that is where you will study every day, because this will help in that conditioning process. Whenever you enter that room and sit on the table, you will not be able to study, you will not be distracted. So keep place for that. Avoid distractions in the place of study. There's a tendency, if the mobile is here, you have to just pick and check if there's any notification, any message, or if someone has uploaded any photo. No. Make sure that your mobile is outside. Make sure there's no TV or any other sort of entertainment in the room. that room is only for studying. There's no sleeping also. You shouldn't sleep in that room. Okay, so make sure there are no distractions. After this, you can take frequent breaks. The attention span of a person is not like too long. It varies from person to person. So how much you can focus, say like 45 minutes, 1 hour you can study. Take a small break, like 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe you can just go for a short walk, or you talk to whoever is there in your family, or just 5 minutes you can listen to some music or whatever. You can go and check your mobile and come back. Not more than 5 to 10 minutes. Then come back to your study. Even while studying, imagine you are studying one topic, you are feeling extremely bored, you are not able to focus at all. So what you could do is, instead of wasting the entire day trying to read that one particular topic and you are daydreaming because you're not interested in it, you can quit that for a while, go to another topic. So you finish that topic and then come back to this. There's a chance that you can focus better that time because you're happy you finished one topic. This you can follow definitely. Other than all this, you have to have a very good sleep, because sleep is the time where whatever you have studied will go back into long-term memory. So if you don't sleep well, your memory may not be that great. So eat well, eat nutritious food, because you might have observed, if you eat very oily or heavy food or sugary food, you will not be able to study. You will feel very sleepy, very drowsy. So during exam time, maybe it's better to have frequent meals with less quantity. So less quantity meals you can have, and less of oil content and sugar content. This will help you focus better. So eating well, sleeping well is very important. Even regular exercise is very important. Maybe early morning walk or anything that suits your body will help you focus more while you're studying. Other than this, having the right positive attitude is very, very important, guys. See, think of it. Imagine you have not studied anything, okay? But just thinking negatively that, I have not studied anything, I will definitely fail, what should I do now? And just thinking about it entire day will not help anyway. So what you can do is, if you have not studied, also have positive attitude that I'll just do something at least. So what you can do is, whatever remaining time is there, you can put your 100% and study 100% in that particular time. And later, even while writing the exam, if you have the positive attitude, and the fresh mind, it's more likely that you'll remember what you've heard in class, or you've heard your friends discussing, etc. So having that right positive attitude is very important. It's very important to actually not bother as to what others are doing. When you ask people, have you studied, you might be asking to get that reassurance that, even they are in your same level. But what tends to happen, that people may actually lie, There will be some people who have not studied anything, but they say that I have finished the entire chapter or entire book. There will be some other people who have actually read the book, but they say that I have not studied anything. So there's no point in actually asking them if you have studied. So they are in their own pace. And imagine the other person may be able to write by just doing 2 revisions, but maybe you will need 4 revisions. So it depends, no? So there's no point in wasting time in asking other people how much they have studied. One more important thing is avoiding negative people. There will be few friends around you who will always fill negative stuffs in your head. Like, for example, anyway we will not pass the exam, or anyway that teacher will not give me marks, anyway the question paper will be difficult, question paper is leaked. So many wrong informations and so much of negativity will be trying to fill in your head. So better to avoid such people as far as possible. In case you can't avoid them, at least make sure you avoid what they're trying to tell you, right? So you followed all this, but still you have some sort of anxiety, you are not able to calm down. So what you can do is, you can follow some relaxation techniques. I had covered all the relaxation techniques in my previous video. The link is shared above. You can click on that and you can follow this relaxation techniques. Now, how to face the exam? Okay, the first thing is, have a good night's sleep. Get up in the morning. You can have your morning routine done, and then in a very fresh mind and very positive attitude, enter to the exam hall. Keep very calm. Think that you have read everything and you know everything. Make sure that you have eaten well, you eat your breakfast well. And you can practice those relaxation techniques. If you're feeling very edgy, you can try deep breathing and all that. And when you get the question paper, make sure you read all the questions very carefully. because there are at times what happens is you read the question wrong and you tend to answer in a different way. So make sure you read each and every word of the question and answer to the point, and make sure if it's board exam you have to organize your answers very well. So the examiner may not be able to read everything that you write, so the headings and whatever important points are there need to be highlighted very, very well, and then it should be in a very organized manner, in a very neat handwriting. Avoid doing silly mistakes. So most often, especially in mathematics and physics and stuff, what happens, you will miss a few numbers and you will make some silly errors. So though you know the concept, you wouldn't have got the right answer. So make sure, be calm, and you write it very slowly and very nicely, and don't make these silly mistakes. Of course, keep a watch on the time. There will be time limit, right? So whatever your exams you're facing, you will know the time. So make sure you divide that time equally among the questions. It shouldn't be like first 2-3 questions you have answered very well and the last few questions you have not answered at all. So each question will carry few marks. So make sure that you have written almost equal amount in each answer. And another impression that will be given to the examiner is, if 2 answers have written very well and other few answers have written only just 2 or 3 lines, what happens is naturally examiner will feel that you don't know these questions. So make sure you have written almost equal lengths in each question. So after the exam, when you come out, there will be so many people telling you so many things. So don't bother about all that. Just go back to your room, your home, and prepare for the next exam. Exam has happened. You have answered it in this way. It will not change. There's no point in actually going back and checking what is the right answer. Did I write it right or wrong? It is over. You have to focus on the next exam. So go back, whatever revision that you're supposed to do for the next exam, do it, sleep well, and then write the next exam. Now imagine you followed all these techniques, you followed all the tips, but still you're not able to cope up, you're still not able to concentrate, still you're having a lot of negative thoughts. It is the right time to go to your doctor and seek help, because help is definitely available. Don't sit silently by brooding over your negative thoughts and not actually doing anything about it, because it is your exams. This exam is very important for you and you want to do well in that exam. So do anything that can help you achieve your goal. I would like to add a small note. Whatever tips I've told you, these are general tips. The tips may be what I followed and it was good for me. You as individual people may be having your own tricks, your own tips which helps you study in a better way. So there's no harm and it's very good if you follow them, if it's helping you. One more very important point I want to stress is, exam is important, but it is just a part of your life. It is not your life. I have seen many examples, and even we read in newspapers that people kill themselves, people try to attempt suicide because exams are coming, they have not studied, or they commit suicide if they have failed in the exam. What you have to realize is, exam is just a part of your life. There are so many other parts of your life, like your family, your friends, your hobbies, your interests. There's so many things in the life, okay? Of course, being a topper or being a great achiever in academics will help you to get your field of interest, or it will help you. It's the first step to be successful. But one must also realize that all successful people have not done great in their exams. So sometimes even if people have not done that great in their exams, they may still excel in their life. So just because you have not done well or you have failed in one exam, that is definitely not a reason to end your life. Okay, there's always a next time. You can study harder, you can focus more and do well in the coming exams. You are everything for your parents, you are everything for your friends, your loved ones. So do not end your life just because of these exams. Try hard, focus better, try all the tips that I've told you and try to do well in your exams. But in case that doesn't happen, this is not the end of the story. There's still a long way to go. I hope all these tips have helped you, and I hope that you will share this video if you have liked it. All the best, do well, thank you.